Welcome learners. Now we will study about technology integration in problem centered learning environments and also barriers to implementing problem centered curricula in traditional education systems. We have already studied what is problem centered curriculum and what kind of specific feature it has. Now the thing is that how can we implement this in this digital era? See, technology integration in problem centered learning environments. How can we integrate technology in problem centered curriculum where we are applying this type of curriculum and we are trying to give the learnings through this problem centered curriculum. Technology is a very important tool in the modern world for enhancing educational experiences in the new era. We all know that we are taking a lot of help from this technology. We are trying to know what is likely to be done with the help of the technology. A lot of apps are here and we are using, you are using. So no doubt technology is providing a kind of creative inputs to us. Now, in the context of problem centered learning, technology serves to facilitate exploration, collaboration and solution development for real world problems. So, this technology is really boon for us as it is facilitating explanation with the help of a certain kind of projector, and we are able to having certain kind of visuals that we are showing to the students and we are trying to explaining this kind of concepts. So, collaboration is also there, that we are trying to collaborate the learning with the help of these all the groups. One is doing showing this kind of picture, one is showing another kind of illustration, and we also have some certain kind of collaboration with other universities. We also have certain kind of collaboration with other groups, and in that way we are trying to using this technology. Even we are at this place, we can collaborate with the another organization. So this integration of technology is really very helpful to us, that it provides a kind of explanation, collaboration and solution development for real world problems. The integration of technology supports dynamic, interactive and resource rich learning experiences that foster deeper understanding, critical thinking and innovation. So it is very clear that with the help of the technology, when we are trying to elaborate any concepts, it is very clear because eyes perceive the project, the kind of object, eye perceives the knowledge, and there is no verbal uh, delivery. The learners see what is going on the screen. So this kind of integration of technology supports dynamic, interactive, that is we can interact, we can ask any question to anyone and another one can reply, and resource rich learning experiences. The experiences that the student receives in a traditional way, it is not a kind of so enriched as the technology provides the enriched learning experiences, and ultimately it helps to enhance deeper understanding, critical thinking and innovation. What is technology integration in problem centered learning? Technology integration encompasses the process of integrating digital tools, platforms and resources into the problem centered curricula to enhance the engagement of students and their outcomes. Say for example, if someone wants to see on with the what should be my topic, what should be my problem on which I want to carry on the research, he may go through the Google. He would like to write the kind of artificial intelligence, click one and then see what are the problems have been done, what is in pipeline, and what kind of we can frame with the help of these two, that past and the present. So this kind of integration provides it a kind of new experiences and also the enriched experiences. And problem centered curricula to enhance the engagement of students, this is also helpful. Technology is also helpful, that students are engaged and their outcomes are wonderful. They are able to understand the content in deep, and it supports the problem solving process of actual issues by permitting access to information. We may also provide access of information with the help of a kind of ICT devices, facilitating collaboration and providing tools for ascertaining solutions. We can find out the results, we can find out the a kind of outcome, that having productive outcome, and that can also give a certain kind of findings and certain kind of results also. For example, students determining an anthropocentric reason for a community's water scarcity would use simulation software to analyze water flow, online research platforms to gather data, and other digital presentation tools to share their findings. So, if anyone wants to see that why there is a scarcity of water, can use certain kind of anthropocentric reasons for a community's water scarcity. Similarly, lot of problems are there. If there is any problem in the classroom, if the students are unable in the classroom, why we are not able to understand, so a teacher can take a help of technological devices just to analyze the concept into smaller segments. So this kind of problem centered learning is also can be enhanced with the help of ICT devices and ICT tools. Key roles of technology in problem centered learning. Number 1, facilitating access to information. Say for example, if what is the key role of technology in problem centered learning? It means facilitating access to information. If you want to get the more number of information from these all kind of technological devices, you can facilitate and you can get it a number of information at once, and gave students accessible limits of vast resources that include academic databases, government reports and multimedia content. So the things or the kind of data that was very difficult to collect, now we can collect within few seconds. Why? Because the technological access of technology provides lot of information within few minutes. So this ICT integration in problem centered curriculum is really beneficial for the students, just to collect the information related to the problem and just to know the status of that particular problem, that what kind of benefits a student can get and what kind of situation can we make it more meaningful. So this ICT integration in problem centered curriculum is really wonderful. It promotes self directed learning by allowing students to gather and analyze data independently. So when the data is analyzed, when the data is gathered, these all can be promoted by self-directed learning, that is student is instructed and he is able to collect the information. Supporting collaboration and communication. Video conferencing, shared documents and LMS support help students in real time collaborate regardless of the location. So, a kind of video conferencing, we are here, someone is far away from us, but we are able to connect with him. So, this is video conferencing, we can see the person and the person is also elaborating. So, this is video conferencing. Shared documents, the documents, reports that are available we can share with the help of this ICT. LMS support help students in real time collaborate regardless of the location. So, a student can also take the help of local management system and a kind of support system that provides a lot of information to the student to solve the problem centered learning. Facilitates communication with the external experts, community members and other stakeholders. Say for example, if there is any kind of problem and you want to consult a person who is far away from us, what? Very easy. Just make a phone call, sir, I want to contact you, may I call you? Yes. The answer from the side of the expert is yes. You make a phone call and ask him what does he want to say about your problem. So, in a very easy way, we can facilitate the communication with the experts, we can facilitate the communication with the community members and the other stakeholders, those who are concerned with this kind of problem. Enhancing creativity and innovation. Students make use of digital tools in brainstorming ideas, building and prototyping solution also. So, lot of ideas are there from the side of this ICT reservoir and a brainstorming is here. Students decide what we have to do. There is lot of critical thinking, lot of kind of decision making abilities and so many ideas are there, and later on the student decides that what kind of solution is quite good to solve this problem. So, prototyping solutions we could get from this kind of processing that go in the mind and the students involved and engaged in solving this problem and he tries to get the good results. Technologies such as 3D modeling, graphic design software and coding platforms promote innovative thinking. So, we can promote, we can enhance a kind of innovative thinking that enhance the students to do something new out of the box. So, this kind of innovations, this kind of discovery thinking and a kind of thinking that creates new ideas that all can be enhanced and that all can be promoted with the help of ICT integration in problem centered curriculum. Now, the dear learners, the next one is simulating real world scenarios. Virtual labs, simulations and augmented reality application help students experiment and learn in controlled and risk-free environments. So, the virtual labs, they are working, the student is working there, another one is on the other side can note that what kind of experiment he is doing, whether the experimental setup is right or it needs certain kind of information. So, the virtual labs and augmented reality, this is also concerned with the ICT and this application help students experiment and learn in a controlled and risk-free environment. There is no kind of risk, the student is free to do the experiment and the another examiner who is at the another corner of India can check what the student is do and what a kind of results are coming here. So, making a contact through this virtual labs, everyone can see if I am here and one is doing this experiment in another part of country or outside the country also, we can see that what are the observation there. Students may, for instance, use the virtual surgery devices for practice of operations even. So, in medical sciences, these virtual surgeries are also being conducted, and the deliveries are also being shown to the public just to make a kind of um, popularization and a kind of awareness that what kind of measures should be taken by the patient and by the doctors at the time of this delivery or a kind of birth of a child, what kind of factors that may create a lot of problem. So, what is needed, it is shown by the doctors with the help of this virtual kind of operations, virtual surgery operations. Providing authentic assessment opportunities, digital tools offer various possibilities to different assessment techniques, example e-portfolios, video projects and interactive presentations. So, providing authentic assessment opportunities. Dear learners, when you have gone through this ICT integration and when you have gone through all kind of learnings with the help of the ICT, so there is also a kind of assessment that can be taken place by the educational institutions, and this assessment opportunities are giving in the form of e-portfolios. I told you that portfolios, rubrics that we can use for the assessment of the students, video, what you are away from me, but I can ask the questions to you. Projects, what have you done while solving this problem? Give a presentation. Here I will see, even I am away from you, and provide an interactive presentation. I may ask the questions to you, and the similar situation created when PhD Viva conducted. The examiner is away, the student is in educational institution, the student is facing, and the examiner is asking the question. So, both are away from each other, but there is a kind of communication, and examiner can ask what you have done in your PhD thesis. Even the student can present the whole work passing through these all kind of ICT presentation. So, this ICT in problem solving, problem centered curriculum is really wonderful achievement, and we can say that ICT provides a kind of platform that students get lot of information, as well as student can contact experts outside India and within India also. Learning analytics tools can track student progress and provide actionable insights. So, whatever the assessment used by the teacher, by the expert, certain kind of progress and certain kind of modification is needed, can give the suggestion also, and kind of action that is essential to develop the insight into the problem, that may also be given by the experts. So, ICT provide a kind of learning environment that is a wonderful learning environment and supports the students to carry on the problem in better way. Enabling global connections. Technology breaks geographical barriers, allowing students to collaborate with peers worldwide and address global challenges. So, technology also breaks the geographical boundaries. If someone is in the North India, someone is in South India, so these geographical boundaries are broken by the ICT. And students, allowing students to collaborate with peers worldwide across the globe. The student can consult across the globe, student can interact, and across the globe the student can take the suggestions from the experts and address global challenges. What kind of challenges the educational scenario is facing, student can be familiarized with these kind of challenges also, and he is able to know that how the problem can be solved in a collaborative and cooperative learning. So this kind of privileges and this kind of opportunities is possible only through ICT integration. For instance, a project on climate change may require that various schools in different countries be involved. Suppose a student is taking one problem on climate change and he wants to see the climate of different countries. So it's not possible to go in each and every country. What is the criteria for that? The criteria is that he can contact with the experts of the outside country and can take a lot of information and can know that why the climate is hot there, what the climate is cold here, and a kind of geographical scenario and a kind of geographical reasons that why the climate is cold and why the climate is hot. So these kind of reasons, justification can be explored with the help of this ICT integration in problem-centered curriculum. Benefits of technology integration in problem-centered learning. One is enhanced engagement. Interactive tools and multimedia resources grab students' attention and keep them interested, because student is involved in the solving this problem. So interactive tools and multimedia resources, these all create a kind of interest among the students. So the student is much more interactive and a kind of new curiosity he has, that I should know that why there is cold and why on the other side of the globe there is hot. So this kind of justification, this kind of clarification, these all can be explored with the help of enhanced engagement of the learner with ICT. Fosters independent learning, because you know that when students are doing work and they are trying to know through computer, through passing through all the apps, Google apps and other kind of websites, if he is trying to search the reasons, if he is trying to search the causes, so these all kind of learning provides a kind of confidence among the students, and the student is working independently. So ultimately this is a kind of forced independent kind of learning, where learners search with the help of ICT tools that what are the reason of that particular phenomena. So this ICT integration in problem-centered curriculum enhance the independent learning among the students. So technology allows students to be independent in pursuing knowledge, seeking out resources and using tools. These all when the student is doing in solving the problem, ultimately there is a kind of confidence that he has a kind of roadmap that I have to go through these points and just to get the answer of that particular problem. So answer and the solution can be achieved very easily if the student knows that what are the websites that is helpful for me, and I can improve the independent kind of learning by passing through these all kind of use of this ICT tools. Promotes collaboration. I already told that digital tools facilitate seamless collaboration, allowing students to share ideas and work towards the solution in teams. So group members when are doing the work, they may also exchange their ideas. Even the group member is away from the group, can give the ideas, passing through, connecting himself through this Google Meet, Zoom apps, and etc. So many, so many, uh, so many meeting points are there that with the help of the ICT devices, a learner can promote the collaboration in learning, and this is by sharing the ideas and by discussing, by consulting, and a kind of discussion and a kind of presentation of expression of ideas and a kind of this collaboration in that form, that the team members will discuss that what is the problem exactly. So, this promotes collaboration among the group members, and if needed the group members may contact the others also and may take the suggestions and a kind of expert opinion from others also. Encourages innovation. Access to cutting edge tools such as 3D printing, coding platforms, and virtual labs fosters creativity and innovation. So, this kind of ICT integration also helps that virtual labs that I told you that experiments are done in virtual labs, this fosters creativity. Already if we are having a lot of ideas and we give them technological touch, we can bring it into the presentation form. Easily we can bring these all in presentation form, and these ideas when presented through graphs, through tables, through a kind of maps, so it is very easy to understand. So, it also creates a kind of creativity, that how should I present my idea, whether in the form of table, whether in the form of graph, or a kind of map that is showing all kind of information. So, this creativity of presentation is possible only when the student is able to use these ICT tools and devices in proper way. So, ICT integration in problem centered curriculum is really wonderful, and it enhances students' interest, it enhances students' collaboration, it enhances creativity, and it also enhances to the students to do something out of the box, that is the new innovations. So, this scientific kind of critical thinking and a kind of new ideas is possible when ICT is integrated with the problem centered curriculum. Bridges classroom and real world. Technology keeps abreast of real world data, simulations, and global communities to make learning authentic. You may take data from different sources and you may check it whether the data is reliable and valid, and a kind of real world data that gives a picture that what is going on across the globe. Scalable and flexible kind of learning, anytime, anywhere, access to learning resources, it supports different needs and pacing also. So, this kind of learning, problem centered learning that we use in case of problem centered curriculum, and when we integrate the ICT in this kind of curriculum, really a kind of wonderful outcomes that the student can bridge the classroom and real world, and kind of outcome that is reliable and valid can also be achieved anywhere and any time the student is, it does not matter, it supports different needs and pacing of the students also. So, this is wonderful achievement and a kind of wonderful cooperation, wonderful collaboration from the side of the ICT integrating in problem centered curriculum. Challenges of technology integration. So, dear learners, the first part was the wonderful collaboration of ICT. How can we integrate the ICT in the problem centered curriculum? but few challenges are there, no doubt. So we should also study these challenges. The one is access and equity. No access to the necessary technology or stable internet connections for all students, creating inequalities. So those who are in outskirts, those who are not having this kind of internet facilities in villages and rural areas, how possible to connect with the other experts, how possible to present it in a virtual lab, so etc. That I told you that is possible when the internet facility is appropriate and access of a kind of ICT, a kind of access of this internet facilities there. But if these facilities are not there, then how is possible by the learner to complete the work? So inequalities, that is maybe in terms of rural urban, that maybe in terms of socio-economic background, because these all paid services. So those who can't pay, how possible to achieve and how possible to connect the this kind of learning to the other sources. So teacher training and comfort. Effective implementation requires teachers to be confident of using the digital tools and the pedagogical uses of the same. So the teacher training program should also be modified. No doubt in ITEP, that is Integrated Teacher Education Program, it has been discussed that the students, the pupil teacher, the trainees should be equipped with the technological skills so that they can show all kind of concepts in better way, and that they can use the technological integrated pedagogical methods, pedagogical practices, and they can utilize the maximum technological devices in order to equip with the technological skills. So even the NCT, National Council for Teacher Education, is trying to recommend that such kind of training should be provided to the pupil teachers or the trainees teachers, but still there is gap, and the commitment is going on, and students are also trying to inculcate or integrate these all ICT devices in the lesson planning. They are also trying to present with the help of ICT tools, and they are also trying to do the kind of internship program by filling the Excel sheet, etc. So even there is a kind of space that the more enriched teacher education program should be here, so that students, teachers and the trainees, they should be equipped with the 21st century skills. Technical issues, software or connection problems disrupt learning activities. This is also a challenge, that connection problems are there, sometimes there is disturbance, and it happens even in my chamber when I am doing my work, there is no internet. The screen shows there is no internet. So what I can do? So I again request to the computer center of the university, there is no internet, please help me. So these technical issues always come in the path because there is no access of resources, and over reliance on technology. Every time if you are using the technology, how possible to enhance the critical thinking? Sometimes try to think on the point with your own thinking, that what is likely to be happen if it is the cause of this, what will be the future perspectives of this. So sometime one should try to know, and one should try to understand with own thinking. So too much use of technology creates a lot of problem and kind of lot of hindrances in thinking process. So use it beneficial, but excess of everything is bad. So, excessive reliance on technology might impair critical thinking skills as students become too dependent on technology to find answers. So, this kind of learning is not useful and not helpful to develop the holistic development of the learner. So, try to use this ICT devices, but with a special kind of care. Privacy and security concerns. Using online tools and platforms demands observation of data privacy and cyber security also. So, you must heard that you might heard that the cyber security is very essential, because a lot of kind of cyber frauds and a kind of cyber um, insecurity is also there. So, privacy and security concerns are also there. If someone is asking to you and you are giving the answer, and it may happen wrong with you also. So, this integration should be in that form that there should be a reliability and validity. Strategies for effective technology integration. Professional development for education is educators, training teachers. This is very essential, because without professional development, it is not possible to equip with the ICT skills. Choose the appropriate tools, select the appropriate tools for any technology that facilitates learning as determined by the curriculum. Promote digital literacy, guide children to effectively use technology, critically evaluate sources of online information, and protect themselves in the cyber world. Blend technology with traditional methods, use it to supplement traditional instruction, hands-on activities and projects rather than replacing them entirely. So, blend technology with traditional method, that is, you are taking some data from somewhere, you have taken some information from any source, to try to understand it and then present it with the help of your own traditional way. So, the student can at least they can elaborate it with a good understanding. Focus on problem specific tools, select technologies that directly assist in the solution of the problem, such as a simulation to demonstrate science problems or GIS tools for geographic based issues. Key barriers to implementation problem centered curriculum: resistance to change, traditional mindset. We are always like to follow the traditional method, so it is a kind of resistance to change. Lack of awareness, higher administration have lower knowledge of the benefits of problem centered learning and therefore will not subscribe to it. Curriculum rigidity, perspective syllabi. Most traditional systems have inflexible curricular guidelines that leave little room for flexibility or interdisciplinary learning. Content overload, teachers may feel pressure to cover extensive content within limited time, making it difficult to incorporate problem based activities. Assessment challenges are also there, standardized testing is not available, so very difficult to assess the students. As I already told you, lack of evaluation tools, assessing skills like collaboration, creativity, critical thinking, key components of problem based learning, is challenging within existing frameworks. Teacher preparedness, training gaps. Education sectors lack training on problem based learning. Most educators have been mentored to focus on being content experts rather than guides or facilitators. Comfort with traditional roles, teachers accustomed to lecture based instruction would face difficulties in changing to student centered approaches. Resource constraints, limited access to materials, problems are not solved easily. They require more resources such as technology, research tools and hands-on materials which most departments lack. Financial challenges, developing problem-centered curricula is expensive, especially for underfunded schools. Time constraints, extended time requirements, solving complex problems and working on collaborative projects tends to take more time than the conventional teaching approach follows. Short academic terms, strict academic timelines might not allow for in-depth investigation of authentic problems. Cultural and contextual barriers, educational traditions. In some cultures, education is viewed more as a process of knowledge transfer with relatively less emphasis on inquiry or exploration. So, students' expectation, students' condition to passively learn will find it challenging to be an active, interactive participant in problem-based curricula. Administrative and policy limitations, lack of institutional support. Administrations in schools may be interested in investing only in more measured values such as test scores rather than new teaching techniques. So, there may be a kind of restriction on the part of administration. Policy restrictions, many educational policies limit the flexibility of a curriculum by binding it into what is considered standard. Unequal access and equity issues, digital divide, problem-centered learning relies heavily on technology which might not be accessible to children in poor or poor rural settings. Resource gaps, poorly resourced schools are likely to lag behind in terms of the tools and materials necessary for its successful implementation. Group dynamics challenge, unequal participation that I already told that few are involved and few students are not involved. How can we assist them? Conflict resolution, conflicts within the student groups may become challenging for teachers to handle. Sometimes the students are saying that this is the good idea, another is not accepting. So, this conflict resolution and a kind of when not on mutual consensus, so this become a kind of problem. So, so today's learning we have learnt that what is the benefit of integration of technology in this problem centered curriculum and what kind of challenges are there that a student has to face when the technology is integrated and what kind of strategies through passing through which we can make the problem centered curriculum more meaningful by integrating ICT and what kind of other restrictions we find related to this problem centered curricula, that is challenges of problem centered curriculum when we transact it to the schools. So, these all kind of learnings will help you to understand the problem centered curricula in deep. So, please go through these all kind of learnings that I provided you, and I do hope and believe that you will get a kind of your own opinion regarding this problem centered curriculum. So, dear learners, this is a time to complete my learning. So, thank you very much and be happy and be healthy and enjoy your learning. Thank you very much.